to my channel. Today is a new day and we're going to be filming a what we eat in a day as a family of 5. So we're gonna start off with breakfast. I have this book. It's the Low Carb Yum 5 ingredient keto recipe book.
Hello, Dada.
Oh, say hello.
Hello, Daddy. Hello, Daddy.
And so we're gonna be doing a recipe from here. What's nice about this book is that it's really just the bare minimum ingredients. And one of the recipes that I'm gonna use is this one. It's a breakfast pizza. It's very good. I've already eaten it before. So let's go ahead and get started. I hope you enjoyed the chaos at the beginning of that video, but this is the life when you have little children around. So for this breakfast, it's super simple. You're going to use as many eggs as you want. So in my case, I use 6 eggs for all of us because my son is not a huge fan of them. And I season my eggs with salt as well as some pepper. Essentially, this is a breakfast pizza, so you can add any type of cheese that you want. I had mozzarella on hand, but get creative. If you want to add a little bit of cheddar cheese, provolone, it's your choice. It's your pizza. Essentially, the crust of your pizza is going to be the scrambled egg. And then you are going to just add all the toppings that you would like. For today, I'm just going to add sliced tomatoes and some sliced pepperoni, plus a little bit of oregano to really amplify that pizza flavor, and mozzarella. If you wanted to add a little bit more veggies, some green onions would be delicious, and sweet peppers. Lots and lots of sweet peppers. If I was not going to use the meat, I would actually substitute it with mushrooms. You're going to cover it up and let it cook for about 5 minutes. Then you're going to add the cheese and transfer it into the oven. And then when you place it in the oven, you're going to broil it. That is really going to create a nice crispy top layer with the cheese. When I broil it, I literally put it in there for maybe 5 minutes. So this is actually a very quick breakfast. I add a little side. You can do fruit, you can do a croissant if you want. I love heating them up in the oven. They come out so crispy and flaky. They're so delicious. But it's a super easy breakfast, and I hope you guys really enjoy this one. Moving on to lunch, I knew that I was gonna have beef roast for dinner, so I always try to do a light protein for lunch if I'm going to have some sort of beef steak that day. And today, we're going to be doing some brown rice with black beans and tuna. I recently discovered that they actually sell jasmine brown rice, which is crazy because my favorite rice is the jasmine rice, but I had no idea they made it brown. So this was definitely a thumbs up moment when I saw it at the grocery store, and it is delicious. Even my mom used this rice and she just raves about it, so definitely give it a shot. I usually add 1 cup of brown rice and 1.5 to 2 cups of water, and then I add salt and 1 green onion. The green onion is going to give it so much flavor. It really is just a different taste when you add that green onion to your rice. It's not as bland. It really is delicious. And I'm going to cook this on high for a bit and then turn it down in between low and medium and let it finish cooking. Moving on to our black beans, we are going to be chopping up 3 sweet peppers and half an onion. And we're going to saute this with some olive oil. Now what's really gonna give this dish some flavor is 2 to 3 leaves of bay leaf. It is delicious. It will completely transform your basic black beans. Trust me. Also going to add a little bit of salt and pepper, and for the broth we are going to use a vegetable broth. I add about 2 cups of vegetable broth, not a whole lot, because I normally pre-cook my black beans all at once and then freeze them in a bag in the portions that I would normally use. That is one tip that I do give you because I do not like using canned food. Canned food is my 911 emergency type of food. It's if I absolutely need to cook something fast, or if I'm traveling and I need something fast, I will use it, but at home, I refuse. For my tuna, I'm going to chop up 3 green onions, and I like to use the tuna that they sell at Costco. It is this Wild Planet albacore wild tuna. It is so healthy for you. It's the healthiest I've found in the market that doesn't have oil. It is in water and it's wild. So definitely recommend it. They sell 5 cans at Costco for about $15, which is a steal because I have seen 1 can cost anywhere from $5 to $6 at any other grocery store. Next, I am also going to add a little bit of mayonnaise to our tuna and salt and pepper, and mix, mix, mix. You silly boy. I was having the toughest time getting mayonnaise out of this jar. These jars are horrible. Do not recommend, because half the mayonnaise stays in the jar and you can't even squeeze anything out. And then I ended up squeezing a whole bunch out into my tuna. I would not recommend adding that much, but what was done at this point. As you can see, our beans are looking good. They're looking delicious, and it takes about 35 to 40 minutes for my rice and beans to be done. And once they are all done, I like to place it on a plate where I make kind of like a bowl out of the rice and then place the beans right in the center of the rice. I feel like when you mix it all together, oh, it's delicious. And then on the side, we have our fabulous tuna. And lunch is served. So for tonight's dinner, we're gonna do like a slow roast with carrots and potatoes. We're gonna start by setting the temperature for 450 degrees. This is the probe. It heats this up. So it's essentially like a slow cooker.
What?
Yeah. And while that's heating up, I'm going to get the potatoes and carrots ready. This is going to be a slow cooker type of meal. I've been trying to do more of these meals in the evening because once my husband gets off work, we tend to like to do something with the kids so that they can get out of the house. We live in hot, muggy Florida weather, so the evenings are really essentially the best times to get out of the house because the sun is not all up in your business and you're not melting. But it's a really simple dish. All you have to do is chop up 2 to 3 carrots. You're going to chop up about 6 potatoes. We love potatoes. You can always use less potatoes if you want. And you're also going to chop up 1 onion. Once I have everything chopped, the first thing that I like to do is actually sear my beef, my steak, whatever meat I'm going to use. You can use pork if you want, but searing it just gives it a really nice golden crispy look to it. And to season this, I'm going to use salt, pepper, and a little bit of rosemary. I did not have any fresh rosemary. I must admit, fresh rosemary is much better than this dry rosemary. I'm not a huge fan of it, but sometimes you just gotta use what you have in your pantry, in your cabinets, and I found this. Once I have seared both sides, this is when I'm going to start to add the onions, potatoes, and carrots. The first layer of this is going to be the onions. So I'm gonna try to place it all on the bottom of the electric oil core skillet. This way the onions really caramelize and they release a lot of the juice that will then help cook the potatoes and carrots. Once I have added all of the potatoes and veggies, I like to add a little bit more salt and pepper to them because at this point I've only really seasoned the steak. And I also am going to add 1/4 of a cup of water just to give this inside a little bit of more moisture and the meat will not dry up. I cover this up and I then lower the temperature to 250 degrees in this specific electric oil core. In your normal crock pot, just put it on low and let it cook for about 2 hours to 3. And once that is done, look how tender and soft this beef is just falling apart. And the potatoes and the carrots are nicely cooked. The onion is caramelized and dinner is ready to be consumed, my friends. I hope you guys enjoyed these recipes. Let me know if you give any of these a shot. And like always, remember to dream big, be brave, and explore life. Until next time. Mwah.